welcome to this Google Drive app tutorial, how to share and manage your files easily. My name is Pete Moriarty and I've been helping businesses systemize, organize and scale using Google Workspace for over 20 years. And we have businesses all over the world that we work with, from sole operators right to large organizations. Now, if you need help with Google Workspace, we are here to help educate you on the Google Drive app in today's video. Whether you're learning how to manage files or files using shared drives, whether you want to share documents using Google Drive links or set up advanced features like the Google Drive API, this tutorial is going to help you to make sharing and management simple and effective. Plus, I'm going to share how to use the actual Google Drive app on a Windows machine or a Mac machine, just so you can get the basics down. So if you're ready to rock and roll, let's jump right in. First things first, you want to make sure you've got Google Drive set up on all of your devices, and that means downloading the app. So Google Drive can be downloaded for Windows or Mac. Usually you just go to the web interface and you'll see a prompt there to download Google Drive. Obviously, you're downloading Google Drive on the iOS store. It's probably already on your Android device by default, and you want to log into Google Workspace. Whether you're using your personal Gmail account or if you're using a business account with Workspace, that's going to let you switch that on. Now, if you're using Chrome browser, you can enable offline mode, which synchronizes your files down to your desktop browser so you can work with your Google Drive files. That would be my recommendation. And also, if you're getting it set up on a mobile, remember you can add multiple accounts and switch between them. We do have a Google Workspace mobile guide where we go through the actual synchronization of the different apps. So if you want to check out that video, you can go and check that out as well. So the next step is to set up your files and your folders, right? Now we've got best practices on how to configure group-based permissions and setting up shared drives in your business. If you're a business user, I would recommend you check out those videos. But you can do some basic things like naming conventions with your folders. You can even set up colors on your folders as well, although not everyone sees the colors that you set, which is a bit of a bummer, but it is what it is. There is a feature called stars, which allows you to quickly highlight either individual files or folders that you might want to access frequently, and I like using that. Now, next up is getting your permissions right, and many business owners get this wrong, so I want to tell you how the right way to do it is. Now, if you're running a business, it's tempting to put everything in your My Drive and even set up shared folders inside your My Drive and just share them with other people. The problem is that if someone else puts a file into that folder, they still own the individual file, meaning that they have the ability to delete it as well. If you're a business owner, my strong recommendation would be that you use shared drives, which is only available for business Google Workspace plans. And shared drives allow you to control that folder like you would control a corporate drive. Effectively, you say, okay, I'm going to allow people to put files into this folder, but I won't allow them to delete them or to take them back out. And you can set up those permissions via the admin panel. And when you create a shared drive, you can choose different roles for people to access the data inside that shared file. Now, of course, if you're working with an individual file and you want to share it with someone that's maybe outside your business, you might choose to use the blue share button. My personal recommendation is to avoid this where possible and instead use folders. But if you need to share an individual file, you can use the share menu and share the appropriate level of access. I use this if I've written a contract and I want to share it with a contractor who can then choose to mark up, add suggestions or add comments to that document and let me know what they think, and I can review those and choose to accept them or not. These are all part of the standard sharing features of Google Drive when it relates to files. One of the best features of Drive is the collaborative and real-time working on documents. Whether you're working on a word processing document, whether you're working on a spreadsheet, or even a presentation, you can work live and in real time with your team. So as long as someone has the document shared to them, whether they're logged into a Google account or not, they can actually see your changes happening live and in real time. Now, I really love this if two people need to work on a document together but don't want to have the hassle of emailing it back and forward or waiting for the document to synchronize in Dropbox, because you can run into multiple copies of the same document and some people can make changes at the same time and things just turn into a mess. I like the ability to have a spreadsheet that I can share with my accountant or my bookkeeper and have a phone call or a meeting and allow us to make changes in real time on the fly. If I wanted to send a price list to customers or partners or even collaborate with a vendor, that would be a great way of keeping a document up to date on your end and everybody always having the latest version of that document. I've got a supplier that I've worked with for about 15 years, and every month they email another spreadsheet with the latest prices of their computers and everything that they're trying to sell our business, where just putting it on a Google document would mean the same price list would always be up to date for everyone. Makes it easy, doesn't it? The other great thing about Google Docs is the ability to go through the revision history and see changes to every document right back to the beginning of time. Now, this only works for Google format documents that you've got saved inside of Google Drive, but if you upload other non-Google file formats like a PDF or a Word document or maybe a movie file, those can go up to 30 days of revisions based on the time you've uploaded them into your Google Drive. So that's pretty useful if you need to get access to that feature. Now, if you're using a personal consumer account, your Google Drive storage will be based on your Gmail storage. You typically get 15 gigabytes of storage unless you upgrade to a Google One plan. Your other option is to move to a business account. And on a business account, you do need to bring your own domain name, but you get access on an account level. Now, previously you would get storage per user. Now it all goes into one big pool for everyone. And based on the number of users that you have and the plan that you've chosen, you get a set amount of storage. Now, from there, most business owners have adequate storage based on the plans that Google put forward, but if you need more storage, you can always upgrade to a higher level plan. If you run out of storage, there is the option to buy storage individually, but it's quite expensive. And so our recommendation is that if you need more storage, you add an additional user or you upgrade to a higher plan for your Workspace account. Finally, offline mode is one of the best features of Google Workspace. I already mentioned if you switch it on inside of Google Chrome, all your Google documents will be accessible. But once you download the Google Drive app to your computer, you can also choose to have all of your other files available for offline use. You can right-click on a file or a folder and choose to keep available offline, and that will keep that file or folder synchronized to your local desktop. If you're working on a mobile device, this also works too, and it can be a convenient way to make sure you've got access to the right files even if you don't have an internet connection. Any changes you make on local files will automatically be synchronized to the web and synchronized to anyone else that has access to them once you reconnect to the internet. And if you're a business owner looking to get more out of your Google Workspace subscription, itGenius helps companies all over the world with Workspace and more technology tools. Click the link below to get started.